The two young brothers on Two Brothers Same Mother podcast are not professionals. Their thoughts, ideas, and theories expressed on this podcast are for entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yo, welcome in. It's another episode of Two Brothers.
Same mother.
And for this episode, we just gonna rock with it, man. We got a special guest coming in. Last episode D was on. Amazing content. Mom's dropped in for a little bit because it was the home edition. Had to do that when we're together. Oh yeah, we're together. And this week we have probably one of the coldest uncles ever built, right there on the west end of Louisville, Kentucky. That man has done everything, seen everything, been everywhere, stomped mud holes, walked them dry. He has done it all, but he's also taken, his passion and his love for God and Christ and making something great. And, I'm proud to call him my uncle. I know you are as well, Will. And without further ado, the legend, Simply Bad, T-Ronn Hicks. Everybody give it up for T-Ronn Hicks.
Oh my God. Thank you, gentlemen. I'm even honored to be you all's uncle, because let's just say it's been a ride. It's been a great ride. It's been a fun ride. And I owe you guys man, let me say it publicly. Thank y'all for helping me with my wrestling career, especially you, Chris. And I know right now, man, I just remember, coming to see y'all in the summer. And I mean, we wrestled from June to August. And so
we had a lot of WWE events, but back then, WWF events.
WWF, yes, it was WWF events back then. And Jerry Lawler, so would say Memphis wrestling back then.
Definitely. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. Yes. Saturday morning wrestling, bro. With nothing like
look at here. And Rabbit Ridge hated us because they knew when I was coming to town, we were going to have a match right there.
Oh, yeah, because I remember the Tree Root Gate. I said the Tree Root Gate. He DDT'd somebody on a exposed tree root. The block shut down for the rest of the day.
Made us.
And when we walked around the corner the next day about 1:00, everybody was peeking out the windows. Is he still here? Not having it.
Oh man, I love you. But man, thank y'all so much. I'm honored to be here, and I'm super proud of both of you, man, to actually do this. So many times people, I want to do it, man. You two jumped right out, and this is going to be a hit. I want y'all to understand, get ready to just continue to do this globally. I'm looking forward to sharing it with my followers, do everything, and let's just keep rocking it out, man. I'm super proud of both of y'all, man. I'm so proud of the men that y'all become. I'm honored to be your guest. I'm honored to have y'all as my nephew/brothers.
Well, we appreciate you, Unc. But normally we start off every episode with home life and kind of talk about the past week. Everybody should know from the last episode what we did to begin our week home and everything, and we didn't leave until Monday. But we're going to switch it up because we got a guest. We're going to call this Rapid Fire. Rapid the Fire. And what we do on Rapid Fire is we ask 3 questions. And these 3 questions are just a variation. Like some are, what would you do with one or without the other? Like, okay, boom. You got this or this. Which one you taking? So, that's pretty cut and dry, but they're pretty serious questions. and then we have some, more lighthearted ones. So let's jump right into it. So here's the big one. Got to choose one. And I know you're going to make it real with the response. All right. Choose one. Getting married or having kids?
Oh, definitely getting married. And the reason why I say getting married, man, you don't want to bring any children into this world without a stable mate. And the mate that you would want to nurture your child, help you develop your child, and help your child to grow. Definitely marriage. Definitely marriage, number one.
All right. See, got it straight, because that's the answer I would have went with. Okay, next question is not that type of question. Is totally different. Here we go.
Okay.
If you didn't wrestle, and I said it right, I didn't say it like we said wrestle. If you didn't wrestle, what other sport you think you would have gravitated toward?
Wow. I would have loved to, been a free safety in football. I'd have loved, for some reason, I've always loved hitting people, and I'm just being real. I just love hitting people. And so, that or being a bodyguard, but I know bodyguard's not a sport, but
it can be. I mean, if you're in the right demographic where you got a lot of drunkards, and just hooligans in nature,
bodyguard could be a sport. Yeah, so either football or a bodyguard.
That's the only other thing other than a boxer that you can have a license for and not go to jail for is being a bodyguard. Like if you clothesline somebody trying to get to a celeb, there's no charges going to be filed.
No charges. None.
Think about, Dave Chappelle happened about a little over a month ago. Ain't nobody getting no charges pressed on him. They made that man's right arm like a chicken wing. They reversed it and it poked. Your arm's not supposed to do that.
But you ain't supposed to run up on stage either.
Yeah, so, hey, there you go. And that's the reason why I said bodyguards with that little laminated piece of paper in their lapel or wherever they keep it. Hey, there's no sanction on that butt whooping. You're going to get it. You can't press charges because that's their job.
Yes, definitely.
So for the third and final question before we get into what you got on deck for next couple of weeks in the future. So the third question: if you could only eat gourmet food or your mother's cooking for the rest of your life?
Oh, there's no doubt it'd be mama's cooking, because I don't trust every chef, and so I do know what mama's cooking is going to be like. And that's the great thing about having your sister, because we were taught how to cook, so from granny to my mom to your mom, that legendary line of eating and cooking, which I eat well because they cook well, so therefore it's
no choice.
Amen. Preach.
Look, you're gonna eat and be all right with it. Somebody asked me, it's crazy that you mentioned that question, and I'm glad you did. Someone asked me yesterday, said, who does the cooking in your house? And I said, me. And they said, well, why? I said, well, why not? And then I said, because I was taught to cook at 7 years old. We were taught to cook at 7. And she's like, really? And I was like, yeah, my mom said, if you can't cook and you marry a woman that can't cook, y'all gonna starve.
Who eating?
I was like, not happening in my house. So we're gonna make sure we know how to cook everything.
Look, amen, because everybody in the house gonna like fast food. They don't like the McDonald's arches. They don't like the Wendy's sign. Why your family got to turn sideways, get out of every doorway? We can't cook.
Can't cook. And I love Chick-fil-A, but you can only do it so much.
Man, listen, you'll start having feathers, cuz it's smelling like lemonade, fresh pressed lemonade. No, I'm good. I can't do that.
I know you like to motivate people of all levels, not just your work with students, but adults. I mean, if you're follower of
Mr. Simply Bad here on, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, he puts a lot of motivational stuff online. For you, man, what made you go into that lane, the motivational lane? What was it that kind of hit, hey, man, this is a space where I can be effective. And, in this space, I can help people. What was that moment for you that kind of helped you say, hey, this is where I want to take what I'm doing next?
Wow. Profound, but yet thankful that you asked this question. Man, it was about 11 years ago when Lexi came home and said, Dad, I need you to come to school to speak against bullying. And so as a parent, I'm thinking, do I, somebody bullying you? And she's like, no, Dad, we need to be proactive instead of reactive. Mm. So when a child in the second grade tells you that, your mind instantly says, wait a minute, we got enough negativity in the world. Why don't you start incorporating positivity? Why don't you, and so I start leaning less on myself and start saying, Lord, where do you want me most effectively? And then he says, I need you to help with the young men that have the same skin color as you, or young men, young women as you. And I need you to show them that it's okay to go through a struggle, because struggles don't last long. But if you go through a struggle and you're always negative, you're going to stay there. But if you go through a struggle and you're positive and you're like, I can get through this and I can make it and I'm going to win and I'm going to blah, 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 blah. And you start winning and you start feeling great about yourself and you start winning. Then it's like, there's no challenge that you cannot overcome. I spoke to some young people that graduated this past week at the graduation. And I told them, I said, man, I hate to be that buster of bad news. There's like, no, everything you've always said is right. I said, there's nothing you can't accomplish. And they looked at me. I said, stop and think about it. You just went through 12, 13 years of school and you got a diploma. So to yourself or to anyone that's ever doubted you, you got this piece of paper. Man, take this and let this be the catalyst to change the world. And so I think where I as a person, there's so much negativity. I mean, there's so much negativity in society, and to the point where you're like, man, I don't even want to, whether I don't want to watch the news, I don't want to drive in my car. So you have to say, you know what? I'm good being the change. And then, because you stop and think about it, our kids look for us. So if my child sees me as, Dr. Negative, guess what they're going to be? Dr. Negative. If they see their dad positive, it's going to be like, you know what? I got to go get it. Cause my dad ain't gonna let me take no shorts. My dad ain't gonna let me stay in this box that long. And then I'll shut up in just a second. But in life, we have to stop living in boxes and start living in circles. And here's where I'm going with this. If you stop and think about it, you're a box. So it's easy for people to pour down on you, close on you, okay? But if you live in a circle, almost like a tree, you get rooted, you have to stretch and grow. But then once you grow, you blossom. So if you're able to blossom, there's nothing you can't have. But you can only blossom if you get out of the box.
Hold on, man. Let me hit.
I need 4 shovels for that one. That was deep. I can't blossom if I'm in a box. Wow, man, listen. That was, man, we basically grew up together. And you said a lot of impactful stuff, but I think at this point, at the age we're at now, what you just said translated not only for a 17, 18, 19-year-old kid, it can also be true to a middle-aged person. Somebody that's probably worked at a dead-end job, got a talent, a gift, and they just sit on it because all they know is it's 9 to 5, and they don't have that tree mentality they got that box. And, you know, pandemics taught us that you can change gears and be successful. But I think if we start at the kids, and it's beautiful that in the Bible talks about it, and a child should lead them, for Lexi to say that, not dealing with her own personal struggle, but her wanting to see everybody get something to benefit them, to have the ability to grow and not be afraid of who they are. Because with a small few that are really weak and scared, because that's what bullies are. They're weak and scared people. Mm-hmm. They need an audience in order for them to feel better about their lives. And those be those kids at home, man, who mom works, you know, double shifts, dad's an alcoholic, have no resemblance of anything successful around them. So they take that anger they can't express because they'll get their head knocked off at home, and they take it to school. And now they become their environment, man. But I'm telling you, that tree, you can't be in no box, man, and expect to be great when you just let people pile stuff on you. You got to be a tree, man. You got to be shade for people. You got to be growth from getting that sunlight. And you got to have them roots, man, because when bad storms come, good trees hold up. Bad trees always fall over. Every tree you ever seen fell over. I guarantee you the inside of that tree was dead. Limbs had been falling off of it for years, been struck by lightning. But them big, strong trees, man, they last. And that's, you're right. You gotta be that tree if you want to be successful, man. But look, hey, let's get you out of here, because I don't want to cry on thing. And it's not about being tough. It's just about reliving our childhood with you and knowing who you are and how successful you are and your family, your entire family. Because I can't wait till, I know this is just year one for Lexi at LSU. Yes, LSU in the medical field. And she's kicking you know what and taking you know what. So, hey, Uncle Ron, where can people catch you? And also, you got a celebrity softball game next weekend there in the Metro Dallas area. What is it? Dallas? DFW. I'm sorry. I be messing up, man. I've been to these places a lot, and I be messing up.
It's quite all right,
that's not right. DFW.
Yeah, you're good. Look, you say Dallas, and and everybody knows that could be Fort Worth, Arlington, Plano, Frisco. So they know when you say Dallas.
Yeah.
They know. You can follow me. You can follow me on Facebook, T-Ronn Hicks. You could also, we've got on Twitter, Simply Bad 13. And on Instagram, Simply Bad Inc. Next Saturday at go to celebritysoftballclassic.org. Celebritysoftballclassic.org. I'm actually excited. I'm going to be a part of a Celebrity Softball Classic where I get to play with both NBA legends, NFL legends, another pro wrestler, and just other hardworking guys. And what we do is, this is the second year that we're raising money for the veterans, not only the veterans, but most of the veterans in North Texas. My buddy TK, Tim Clunn, he used to be my sports agent. He gets all the athletes together, and we do so much for the veterans. Last year, we raised several $1,000s for veteran homes and medicine. This year, we're planning on doing the same thing. We'll be at Globe Life Field next Saturday. Game starts at 7 p.m. I'm excited because Spud Webb is coming. Todd Crisley and his gang is coming.
That's cool.
Michael Irvin, Kenny Gant, Chaz Taylor. And then we have this young lady who's on fire for F45. Her name is Chaz Morales. That young lady's on fire. She's an inspirational as well. And so all of us come together. We go and we have fun. Red team's winning. Of course, I'm red. And so we're going to win. At least I said that last year. We got blown out by 14 points. So this year's going to be a better showing. I'm just saying that. But so we're there. Get your tickets online, celebritysoftballclassic.org. And if you need to reach out to me, like I said, Simply Bad. Look, just Google T-Ronn Hicks. All that stuff. If you Google T-Ronn Hicks, you can track me down.
You got a real celeb. All you got to do is just Google it.
Just Google it. Yeah. Public figure. But you know what's funny?
Ron Hicks.
T-Ronn Hicks. But you know what's funny? At home, it's get the job done, honey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
Hey, I had something happen this morning. I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but I am briefly. There was a frog in the bathroom. You know, my leg is jacked up. My wife is terrified of frogs. But she ran in that room. I'm not getting it. Boom, the door slammed. I came back and I thought it was dead at first. It had hopped down to the den area, and I had to go in there and I got him. It was nothing, you know, country boy. I called Snake a month and a half ago to walk, you know, but it was just like, really, cuz a frog? Give me your traumatic experience. What did a frog do to you? Or what did somebody tell you about frogs that you wouldn't touch? I said, get a bag and just throw it over, because I can't bend down right now. I got a Tim Duncan brace from my ankle to my hip on. I can't bend down. I had to kick that sucker like a kickstand to get down. Then I might not get up. So now you got this big 240-pound dude laying on the floor and a frog jumping around. What do we do? Who's saving the house at this point? Nobody's saving the house.
Oh my God. Look, I love you both. Y'all stay crazy. And then I look forward to coming back. But again, fellas, thank y'all so much for allowing me to come, have fun with you guys, share a little inspiration. And let's do it again, man, in September when the kids go back to school. I look forward to coming back and motivating the kids.
Man, it was good to catch up with It's good to see what he's doing out in, you know, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, taking Texas by storm. It's crazy that he ended up, you know, going from Louisville to Louisville. So it's kind of like what's out there in one space is what's out there in another space. So it's time for us to talk about what's out there in the rest of the space that we call the U.S. So just some craziness that's going on out there at this time. We got some endangered species attacking each other. These comedians have gone wild, man. So what's out there this week that we're gonna talk about, CO? What you got for what's out there, man?
So, you know, we have a little production day, and we were sitting thinking about it. It's like, we talk about like the Johnny Depp case because now it's finally over, or do we talk about Joe Biden? I call him Prezi B. Prezi B canceled that $5.8 billion for-profit school loan for all the crazy schools, you know, that did a lot of seedy stuff. But no, we was like, nah, that's not what we're gonna do this week. We're gonna talk about Monique versus D.L. Hughley. Now, this was crazy, one hand, because the whole thing seemed like it was a behind-the-scenes matter. You know, and somebody said, oh, the promoter, hey, the promoter already gets paid for that. Once they do these contracts, how the promoter is paid. Because what people don't understand is the money for the promoter comes from the acts. Everything that's made that night, a high percentage of it goes to the people that perform. So it was already said and done. So some way the contracts that they originally signed were changed. DL's name was on the headline, even though I guess it was agreed upon between the two teams that Monique was going to be the headliner, which means you go on last. When she gets to the venue, they have what is called a sheet. It's who's going up when. And when she looked at that set list, I said she, the set list. When they said set list, she looked at it, it's like, I was supposed to go last. Why is he going after me? Because that's not the headliner. So from there, ensued a 10 to 11 minute rant prior to her even starting her set. And some of the things she said was kind of, you know, crass, unruly, just real, like kind of going at that man's neck. And you know, for comics, you got to take it, because they said when he came out and performed, he said absolutely nothing about what happened. So it's twofold, Will, I think we're seeing. We're seeing people that overreact and then people that don't react initially, like the Will and Chris incident. Will smacked the T out of Chris, the T, and there was no retaliation. Because sometimes it's not what you do in the moment, it's what you do after the moment. When you actually have time to process. Because he could have came out and did the same thing. Now he knew she was already heated. What if he had started in the way she did and she ran back out there? Like that would have been a whole thing. Or her husband ran out there. Like that would have been so unprofessional. And all those people that paid to see probably a great show would have left disappointed. What do you think, man, about this Monique and DL?
Well, man, when we decided it was something that we were going to talk about, I kind of went down a little rabbit hole. Just, trying to collect a little information to kind of see, if I was going to pick a side. I usually don't. It's more fun to kind of play the middle and just kind of look at what's going on from afar. But man, when I did listen to, some of the interviews and some of the information that was shared, and the crazy thing to me was that sounds like Monique had issues with DL from the past. There were some things on a radio interview, even though he wasn't there. There were some things that went, left. And she never got over those things. And, she tried to work with dude. This situation didn't go the way she planned for it to go. So she exploded. Man, I want so bad to say that Monique's wrong because I'm not a Monique fan at all. Like I'm not a fan of her comedy. I'm not a fan of her, how she used to slander smaller shaped women. Cause I don't know, man. I feel like big women give small women as much grief as small women give big women. So, I mean, I don't know. She used to really, I feel like really attack hard at being skinny and having a healthy body. And like, she was just anti, then she lost weight. So that was weird to me. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna be you, be you.
Yeah, hey, be you, all of you.
Don't talk about my pool, but then dip your toe in my water. You know what I mean? So to say that, man, I think the main point from the whole situation is, hey, man, if you don't rock with anybody, just don't rock with them.
That's it.
Hey, even though DL is still a draw, DL can still, he's still bringing a crowd out. And, Monique and herself and them coming together, they probably were able to raise the ticket prices, make more money, collab. But that doesn't mean it's a good look if you guys already have a history of, hey, I don't really rock with you. We had issues in the past. I think forgiving is great. I think forgetting is great. But I think awareness is important, right? If you have the ability to hurt me or to frustrate me or to cause me to go into the bank of who I am, of the character that I don't want to display, then guess what? That's not somebody I need to work with, especially when it comes to entertainment, something that's going to be consumed by the masses. I did like the fact that the situation sparred some like verbal sparring sessions amongst comedians. Because so much of comedy now is writers, right? They work out a joke, a writer watches them, they tweak it, then they come back and you get the polished thing. It's very seldom we get raw comedy from the giants, right? They're both giants in the game. You got some raw comedy from her. And then from him, even though his set was, I guess is minimal compared to the time she spent going in on him and making accusations and saying things that weren't true. His few minutes he spent addressing it when he came out, he threw some jabs too. So that audience got the opportunity to go behind the curtain, so to speak, and see their frustrations, to see how they really felt about each other, which probably wasn't the best thing. But hey, dog, if I pay $60 for a ticket, man, I got my money's worth, brother.
Because you saw a real-time disagreement and dislike on display.
Yes.
Normally you don't see it. Like you'll hear about things, but you'll never see the outcome, or you'll hear about the aftermath. Like they had to call so-and-so in, they had to have a meeting, and they had to sit down, and they got irate, but at the end they said it was squashed. No, this was, I still don't like you.
Yeah,
I still don't care for you.
that's
And that's
exactly
what
what it
happened.
was.
And
Yeah.
it's unfortunate. But you know how we do sometimes. We can't let things go. We're due to history, we're grudgeful people. Like we always speak about letting things go, but we hold on to stuff. Man, we carry baggage, man, that we should have never carried in the first place.
Yeah.
Because of dislike between grandparent to a local grandparent, then it goes down to kids, goes down to the grandkids. Like those things never work. And you always got this, I don't like you, but I don't really know you. You know what I'm saying? So for them to do what they did, it's a history behind it. Hopefully they get past it, man, because they're great comedians in their own right. Like, and I just don't want it to hurt comedy as a whole when they have feuds, because so many people outside of comedy is after comedy. They're trying to cancel everything. These folks are off limits. You can do these jokes, but you can't do these jokes. Run it by somebody before you say something. If we ran everything by somebody else before we said something, we would never say anything. We would never talk because we just be on the world waiting for feedback in order to say something.
Yeah. And when people say that though, man, whose feedback can you trust, man? Who's to say some of the things that you say aren't ran by someone? Like, I mean, I don't know, man. What's offensive to me may not be offensive to you and vice versa.
Exactly. And it's just like, when Dave ran his material by that trans lady and she was cool with it, and he did a set and people were still mad, but he's like, I did what you asked. But see, he took it to somebody who was already a comedian.
Yeah.
So they can find humor in the worst things, because that's what comedy is. It's finding something painful or something hard to get over, and you make it funny or relatable to make somebody feel less bad about it.
Yeah.
That's what comedy is.
It definitely can be that. But sometimes when we run things by a team of people are generally like-minded, right? If it's your team, we're all moving to the same wavelength. We have a similar goal, right? We all want to get you paid so we can get paid as well. You know what I mean? And you know as well as I do, a team can support you. A team can also be your downfall as well. That's why you'll see people clean house. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, get rid of everybody. Y'all all stink.
Yeah, and when you look at Monique, man, her husband is her team, man. I don't know. I think he had something to do with the contract negotiations. So I can't really speak on what happened behind the scenes. I don't really know, but I just know in the future, he's probably going to adjust how he does some things to make sure, that she's taken care of when she's dealing with people that they have a questionable past with. You know what I mean? But when we're talking about teams, man, that's a good segue to transition into sports on sports.
SOS, we're not saving you. It's them sports.
Sports on sports. And when we're talking about teams, this year we got a chance to see some playoff series that featured some game sevens. If you go back just a week ago, everybody on ESPN from Stephen A on down to, man, probably Patrick Beverly was saying, hey, Miami's done, pack up. It's Celtics in 6. Miami was able, on the backs of Jimmy Butler, to push to a game 7. And then they were trailing the entire game. And within the last 2 minutes, Jimmy said, hey, I got just a little bit left in the tank. Let's see if we can ride this thing till the wheels fall off. And man, it was like that Tennessee Titans last ditch effort, that stretch out at the goal line. They came up 4 points short, man.
Yeah.
But when me and you were kind of talking through things this week about what we wanted to discuss on the show, you brought up a good point. And you said, does Jimmy need help? Will they get help for Jimmy? What does that look like? So this is what I'm gonna do, man. I'm gonna give you the bounce pass, and let me get your opinion on what's next for Jimmy. Is Miami gonna, retool, rebuild, give him more weapons, or Or do you think they're just gonna say, you know what, man, we were almost there. We had some injuries at the end of the year. We're just gonna run it back, man. What's your thoughts on Miami and Jimmy Butler, man?
Jimmy has this power, and I see it. Jimmy will suck the life out of an entire court. And what I mean by that is he is such an alpha dog when it comes to sports that when he starts doing what he does, it takes away from the other players. Not because he's not passing the ball, it's the fact that they're waiting for him to save them. I see it all the time. People have subpar games, but Jimmy's over there just looking like, that hamster wheel, man. He's just constantly going. And it's kind of like, okay, if I can sit back and chill for a little bit and just watch Jimmy, it's all good. But you got two problems on that roster. You got a guy you're paying too much sitting on your bench. Then you got another guy that's your point guard that he's got two options. Drop 25 or we gonna cut you. Because without having that solid point guard, and then of course Hero being hurt, because Hero can handle the ball too. But if they get rid of those two guys, or one guy performs and gets in shape, kind of like the James Harden thing. What type of James Harden would be 25 pounds lighter? Be totally different, because now you're not as tired all the time, carrying around an extra 25 pounds. And Kyle Lowry had a thigh injury. It was a thigh contusion or whatever. And when you're overweight, dude, I've done it. I've tried to come back, been out like a month, 2 months playing ball and try to come back. Wonder why my back hurt after running just 2 games. Because you're fat, dude. You need to get the weight off of you in order to play the way you used to. But here's another thing with Jimmy. I think Jimmy at this stage at 32 years old need to understand. I need to pull back sometimes. And when he pulls back, it's not his his defense, because he'll play defense the whole game. On the offense, pulling back means getting Bam more touches. Let Bam do his thing. Bam's what, 24, 25?
Young, man. He's young.
Man, I'm finna get blood out of a rock, as I say. I'm finna allow that man to be great. And guess what I'm doing? I'm just moving the ball.
Yeah.
But then when it's my time, because my defender's gonna do what? He's gonna start sinking because Bam's killing everybody. Then that's when Jimmy can get to mid-range Jimmy. Wow. And also, it's on him too, because Jimmy needs to get his three-point game up. He's 32 because you play on the wing in the NBA in 2022. Get your butt a three-pointer. Get you a 34, 35% three-point shot next year. Everything will change for you.
Yeah.
Because the older you get, the less you're going to drive.
Yeah. What was he shooting in the 20s this year?
Man, it was 29 or 30 or 31, something like that.
Gotcha.
It was low, but the volume, he don't take the volume of shots.
Right.
So Jimmy's dude sags on him automatically.
Yeah.
I'm not going to push him like I would with Steph Curry or Kyrie Irving or KD. I'm going to sag off for you. All right, when I know you get to 18 foot, I'm going to have to give you some resistance.
Yeah.
But beyond that arc, I'm not worried. You might as well be blindfolded the way his numbers went. Here, Jimmy, here's a blindfold. Put this on. Shoot that shot. I know you can make it. You're an NBA star. But what do you think about old Jimmy Buckets?
Man, he's one of my favorites, man. Because I've never had to be in the locker room with him. I've never had to work with him. Dude's fun to watch. He increases the entertainment value when you watch basketball. You know, you like the drama. You like the guys who talk. You like the guys who can back it up and to play both sides of the ball. Especially in he to me he's anti-NBA because he's a mid-range player who plays hard defense. You know, and he's not he doesn't have the size of LeBron, but he's strong. He's a smaller guy in comparison to other players, but he's strong. And he's just, man, He's the underdog. Like, he's legit the underdog. When it comes to getting him help, man, I would love to see him and Joel back together, just to see if they had an extended amount of time, if they could actually get it done. But man, we know there's no world where either of those teams would make a move to switch out. Miami's not letting Bam go.
Oh Lord, no.
And Philly would be stupid to let Joel go.
Yeah, because Joel probably got 6 more years.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying because of his size, previous injuries, early in his career, he probably got 6 years where he can really get it done. Now, after 6, he'll probably be like if he could, but let me stop because he's over 7 feet and 7-footers after 12 years.
Yeah.
Just I don't care how great your body's in shape, just
bodies don't hold up. Yeah.
Nah, okay.
That's your Kareem, man. That's your Kareem.
Yeah, and you see how big Kareem was. Kareem was a microphone cord his whole career.
Yeah.
I think Kareem probably lost more weight than he gained in the NBA, to be honest. No, for real, because he had a hummingbird type of metabolism, man.
Yeah.
Kareem never walked out. When he walked out of the league, he still was probably at 6% body fat. Yeah. At over 40. I think Kareem was 41 when he retired.
Man. Wow.
And you got to times that by 5 now. Somebody 41 probably got 30% body fat. You know what I'm saying? Probably obese.
Yeah.
One Popeye sandwich away from that upper room.
Well, man, speaking of stepping out and retiring, man, it's coming to the close of the podcast. We're gonna hit the ride home. What you got going on this week?
Junior got basketball tryouts for the summer program for hoop. So he'll do that for the month of June, and then July he'll go back to football. So and I can't wait for that journey because that's a new chapter in his life.
Oh yeah.
And I'm there for all that smoke. I'll be sitting in the stands at practice with all that smoke. Gotta say, hold up. It's different when you train, man, but when it's live fire, when the wolves is out to get thee, what you gonna do, baby?
Yeah.
What you gonna do, baby? What them little kids on you see them on IG and stuff, when they get hit, what do you say? Ooh, what your mama gonna say? Ooh, my baby. We gotta see if it's real, Yeah. And look, everybody else is gonna be kind of cool this week, my OG middle son just turned 14 the other day, so he's walking around here with his little Yeezys on and his J's, so you can't tell him nothing. Got him a monitor that's got the little the crescent moon monitor and all this light up keyboards. He's a gamer. He can hoop, but he's a gamer. But yeah,
that's cool.
Other than that, it's all gravy over here, man. It's summer fun. What's up with you this week?
Man, no real plans, man. Just finishing out some things at work. Getting another week closer to vacation. Can't wait for that. The kids, Deja's going back home with her mom for the summer. So she's excited. Me. Flying out. She leaves actually today, man. Then Jay is hanging out with friends and just enjoying not having to be at school because, it's read a little bit, do my speech, do a little IXL, and the rest of the time I can watch TV, play games, and chop it up with my friends. So
that's what I got, because I got a couple of books coming for the teenage boys. And Drew got his little work, man. Yeah, writing and stuff, because writing is his biggest thing, trying to just get that skill set down. And
I wonder why kids, as they get older, writing and reading are sometimes things they don't want to really participate in as they get up. I wonder what happens, man. Because you think about it.
Because there's no problem solving in it. There's no problem solving other than comprehension for reading. But writing, what are you doing? You're just mimicking something that's already been done. Yeah. There's no thrill in that. And then when you read, you're not reading to gain knowledge. You're reading just to get through it. But what you got to remember is you have to remember the cliff notes of their story from what you read. So that's the comprehension. And sometimes if it don't fit what they do in real life, why would I care?
Yeah.
Like a Huckleberry Finn, to have that as part of your reading curriculum in 2022 is stupid. You want them to read it because it's a classic when nobody rides around on rafts on rivers anymore. Nobody's running around barefooted shooting slingshots in the Mississippi Delta. Nobody's doing that. You flip that story and you make it about being in a neighborhood and some bad stuff happening, and that translates to what they deal with. And I think that's where we miss it as, people that educate and train people. Like when you don't bring stuff to their level, it's hard for them to comprehend. So therefore they lose, the thirst to want to learn or anything, because it's like nobody does that. Who does that?
Gotcha.
That was 1920s. Don't nobody do that no more.
I don't know, man. It just seems like when you got kids, man, when they little, they want you to read bedtime stories to them and all that type of stuff. But I don't know now, man. It's different, man. It's like that
my
love
bedtime
goes
story.
away.
Want to know
What's
my
up?
bedtime story?
Huh?
The bedtime story I used to tell my boys.
What's that?
If you don't go to sleep in 10 minutes, something underneath your bed is gonna get you. So you better go to sleep. And I know everybody's like, oh, that's so sad to tell somebody. No, because guess what? I'd rather change a pissy mattress than have them get up every 20 minutes after that trying to tell me what's going on there. What? Did I heard something? No, just pee in the bed because we'll take care of it in the morning. We'll put plastic over your mattress. We'll take care of you. No, but hey guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. So every Monday you'll get your installment because we'll have it on at 12:01 Monday morning for your first day in, your car ride in, to listen to us, two brothers.
Same mother.
100, we out. Be blessed.
Peace.